Hi everyone, Trishna here. So I just filmed the November 22nd to November 28th weekly tarot oracle card reading. And I've been doing these weekly readings for a little while. It's something that I plan to continue. I also do some monthly readings. And in those readings, essentially what we're doing is we're looking at the energy as it sits for this audience. And then if it's really positive, then we look at how to harness it. If it's not so positive, we look at how to handle it and really make the most of it and take out the lessons of growth that we need so that we can have better and better outcomes going forward. And one of the things that came out in this weekly reading for November 22nd to November 28th is this. I think for some of us, we may have been taking things too personally. We maybe have lashed out to people that are close to us, and maybe some of it was warranted, but maybe we feel like we still could have handled it a little bit more positively or better, or in a way that's a bit more respectful of the other person. So I feel like that's an energy that we've been having. That's what was coming up in the weekly reading. So I thought it'd be really nice or interesting to pull some more cards and go deeper into how we can really embody that lesson of how not to take things so personally, so then we don't lash out as much, because I know that was a concern for this week in a way that we want to grow. So that's what we're going to be doing is I'm going to shuffle the deck. As I shuffle the deck, some cards are going to fall out. This is going to be a very free flow spread, probably 3 cards is what I'm thinking, whatever wants to fall out. And as I'm shuffling, I'm going to share any kind of intuitive insights around how we can take things less personally and be better forces in the lives of our loved ones. So let's get into it. How can we take things less personally? How can we approach conversations with our loved ones with love? I think it's important to always keep things in perspective when it comes to our life. A lot of times we take things personally because we're not keeping things in perspective. So maybe life is going really well for us overall, like things are really working out, things are really beautiful, or maybe things in a particular relationship with somebody, friend, family, romantic, child, parent, whatever it is actually overall a really healthy relationship. But maybe in that moment we're forgetting that, or maybe something has happened recently or has been happening very recently, and it's kind of put us in this mood to where we're not being as receptive, or we're a little bit quicker to jump the gun on certain things. And we're only taking into account the recent past and not the overall relationship. And when we do that, when we lose perspective, that's when this tends to happen. So if you find yourself in a more personal, taking things personally situation, and you feel like it's not warranted, sometimes, like in a work situation, it is a toxic environment, and it just is that, and it's not something that you necessarily need to work on. It's what they need to work on, and you need to go somewhere else. But in situations where you feel like you're taking things personally, you're lashing out, and maybe some of it's warranted but not all of it, then keep things in perspective. If you're noticing yourself doing that, take a moment. When you have a moment, take 5 minutes, 10 minutes to sit with yourself and really reflect on the whole relationship, not just what's been happening in the recent past, and really just like sitting with that and feeling the feelings of the relationship as a whole, not just a relationship now, or not just the issue now. And when you do that, you're going to re-engage yourself with the vibration of the relationship, and in its good phase, its overall phase, and your reactions are going to be different, because actions come from thoughts and feelings. It's all like extending outwards from within. So when you work on the within and really meditate on the beautiful energies of whatever it is, whoever it is, it will externalize as you acting differently, ways that you would prefer. Anything else? How to not take things so personally. It's also important to remember that this is a journey. We have our phases. Sometimes we have stresses. Sometimes, it may not be fair, but it's where we are. And so we need to have some grace with ourselves, grace with others too, but grace with ourselves. Sometimes you may be taking something personally because the other person lashed out at you. And so honoring that other people take things personally too, it's not just you. Yes, it's a way we want to grow, but also just honoring that it's not just you. And I think when we can honor that, we can relax with ourselves a bit. We can love ourselves a little bit more. When we love ourselves, we love others. When we love ourselves, we don't take things as personally. So having this grace with yourself will help as well. Sometimes us taking something personally isn't as personal as we think it is. It's because someone else took something personally and reacted in a way, and then we took it personally too. So just really understanding the dynamics of things and honoring both yourself and the other person when you honor the dynamic. Let's get one more card. I think simply acknowledging that you want to be better, that you want to improve. So many people don't even think that way. And that's definitely something you need to honor in yourself. Ooh, man, I feel like this is activating. Feeling lots of shifts in me. Feeling a lot of healing happening. I guess we don't need a third card, but I feel like I need a third card. What else? So we talked about taking things personally, some guidance around that. How can we express things with our loved ones in more healing and productive ways? Maybe we can get something around that. I think a lot of times we are focused on our feelings and we forget about the feelings of the other person, because feelings can be so consuming. They're all consuming. When life is going really well, but you are in a depressed state, it doesn't matter how amazing life is, and it doesn't matter if you can mentally see how amazing it is. It's so hard to feel it and to completely be present with it, because emotions can be so all-consuming. So just in those moments, honoring your emotions, but also remembering that they have feelings too. And I think when we remember that, then we can be more gentle in how we express things, a little bit calmer. Maybe imagine that they are feeling what you're feeling. In relationships, all relationships, there is mirroring going on. So in some part of their life could be a different scenario, but somewhere in the relationship, they are feeling the same thing. So maybe honoring that and speaking to them as though they are feeling what you are feeling, because they probably are, just in a different context. Using the mirrors to your advantage. Yeah. Okay, we got 3 cards. Oh, sorry, I'm like feeling energy shifting and activations, and it feels good, but it's like, ooh, tense. Okay. All right, so the first card we have is gathering around, the power of community. If you may be taking things personally with somebody a lot, it may be time for you to bring more people into your life, into your circle, so that you have more people to focus on. And that way, something that someone says to you doesn't affect you as much, because they're one person in a sea of a few. And that way you are able to stay more balanced, stay more grounded. And there's a lot of good things that are happening in other areas of your life or with other relationships that allow you to be more balanced in one that isn't maybe going as well as you would like, or is having a bit more of a down moment. So bringing in more people could actually be very helpful into your own personal life, not into the situation, but into your own personal life. Then we have Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing. Sometimes issues are supposed to happen because they're going to up-level your relationship with the other person. Sometimes there are going to be some parts of the building that need to crumble a little bit so that we can rebuild it or improve it or renovate it to something that's better, sturdier, much more long-lasting. So also honoring that, you know, if you're taking something personally, it's not necessarily that you're taking it personally. There may actually be something that really needs to be shifted and changed and improved, and you just think you're taking it personally, or somebody else just tells you that you're taking it personally, when really it's actually very foundational and important for the relationship and its growth. So really seeing all things as a way to grow and trying to embody our most loving selves through that growth with the other person, but also honoring the fact that this is an important transition for the relationship for its betterment. And then we have the Caterpillar, opportunity, seeing the opportunities in the situation, seeing the opportunity for you to practice being more loving in your communication. Taking issues, not only as helping with the foundation of the relationship and improving it, but also as ways of you testing out new ways to be a better communicator and more loving, not only within, but in how you exude it around you. And that's really positive. You know, I like this. I like that came out because I think this is who I am. And when we have faltering moments, it feels like I'm far away from this and less connected. But seeing situations like this as an opportunity for me to be even more connected to the version of myself that I want to be is actually a really empowering way to look at things. So I hope that was helpful for you as well. Thank you so much for listening, for watching. If you have any topics that you would like me to get insights on, like this, I just did a video on how to practice more patience when we're trying to manifest. So, you know, anything like that you want to get some intuitive insights on, some oracle card insights on, just something from beyond the realms and beyond the more traditional advice that we might be able to read up on, then let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video.